Hello, good evening, greetings. My name is Ayyaz Malik, aka the Bearded Captain, leader, flag bearer, trendsetter of all beards on digital and digital broadcasting media. I am that beard who tries to make people laugh, and I am that beard who tries to make people smile. Greetings, I hope you're well. Guys, we have done many a YouTube video, and it's been a great journey, an enjoyable journey, and I want to do a video in regards to my take on Lockdown 2.0. Please note, I'm going to make some very loose attempts for some satire. So in this particular video, what I want to talk about is some similar stuff of what I talked to on what I spoke about on Lockdown 1.0, if you like. And what I want to try and do is make you lovely souls be a bit more aware of the choices that you made or the bad choices that you made last time out. So, of course, we're in Lockdown 2.0, where, if you remember, yours truly went from long beard to short beard. And that was due to being cavalier with the face shears, or as I call them, scissors, on my man fur. Now, it's obviously the most precious thing to man, his beard, and the need to treat it with care is obviously absolutely necessary, but for some ungodly known reason, I was very cavalier. I just carried on trimming and everything seemed normal, and then after getting a bit more cocky and a bit more arrogant, I said, okay, let's trim down the length. And I did that, and disaster struck. I went to short beard, and I really felt the pain because even on a mild day, the beard was cold and my face was shivering and my face needed a blanket and my face felt naked. I felt like my face was getting done for indecent exposure. So imagine what the clean shaven feel like. So I thought I would have learned from my mistake, but I didn't. And we're going to get back to that stage of events now where I'm going to have to trim my beard, because look at it, it's curly. It's like it's doing its own bush tucker trial in its own way. You know what I mean? So we have this challenge of making sure beard is great, in tip-top condition, but there are other challenges away from beard in this particular lockdown. Finding something to watch, finding the ideal box set. You've probably watched all of Friends and The Blacklist, House of Cards, or whatever it is these days. You've probably gone through all of that. Homes Under the Hammer, the Jeremy Vine Show, Bargain Hunt, The Chase, all these. You've done all that. It's boring. It even got to that stage on last lockdown. I knew the whole of E4's schedule. I knew their guide. And a true story as well, the girl from Goldberg, from her own TikTok account, when I made a TikTok about this, she liked my video. So my bit of claim to fame there. Anyway, enough of the gloating. And let's obviously get back down to what we were talking about. So that's my opinion in terms of the lockdown. You've got all that to contend with and it's boring. So you want to try and find a new skill, and we'll obviously get to that in a minute. The last lockdown, everybody seemed to be getting toilet rolls in their shitloads. Excuse the pun, excuse the French. In other words, they decided to get a lot of toilet rolls. And it looks to be the same thing here. And what they did in the last lockdown is they got pasta and baking products, which led me to the conclusion that people were obviously inspired by the Great British Bake Off. They wanted to try it at home, but they were not very good at it because they obviously must have had dodgy stomachs, and that made them go to the toilet, hence the amount of toilet roll. So guys, don't do that. Don't try and think you're Paul Hollywood or that other woman with the crinkly hands. Listen, Kellogg's Crunchy Nut, bowl of Cocoa Pops, pot noodle, something you can just pop in the oven, you know, try all of that, and you'll be right as rain. But guys, as much as we have the challenge of being in lockdown and trying to keep ourselves occupied, don't be afraid to check on your loved ones as well, because you obviously can't go to see them unless unless you feel a bit rich and fancy paying the fine. I know I don't. Feel like setting up a GoFundMe page to just, if in case I do feel like it. Check or find a new skill. But what I did is tried pun telling, tried to be better at it. That you can see how well that's gone so far. Not very great. I have obviously learned to look after my beard. I've tried to do a bit of cooking as well. I learned how to make toffee crisp milkshake last time out, the last lockdown, and I learned to make a cheese and mushroom flan, where when I picked it up from the plate, picked up from the oven tray, it didn't make its way to the plate. It dropped. It dropped. So there you go. There you go. And there you have it. So guys, of course you've got to contend with daytime TV, trying to cook like what I did. But it's about broadening your horizons, opening your mind to new skills, and you'll hopefully be able to do that in this new lockdown. In this new lockdown that we are in. This is the chips that you've been given. Just rise above it and learn to deal with it. And before you know it, we'll be out of lockdown. It's over and out from the captain. Peace.